China's efforts to overhaul its economic structure will yield sustainable development for the country. That's according to several foreign scholars who spoke to Xinhua at China's annual Two Sessions. And according to Chinese Premier Li Keqiang, China should adapt to an economic new normal characterized by slow but higher quality growth. Li said so during the delivery of a government work report to the annual session of the National People's Congress, which convened on Thursday. China's economic growth model needs to shift from a reliance on a demographic advantage and cheap labor to higher valued industries and domestic consumption, says Martin Jacques, a senior researcher at the London School of Economics.
That isn't an easy transition. It cannot be achieved overnight. Well, actually, it's a long-term process which has been happening. If you look at the eastern seaboard of China or the southern seaboard, has been happening over quite a long period. But there are risks associated with it. I mean, because it's a bit of a balancing act. It's how do we maintain still a very good growth rate, which I think 7.5% or 7% or even 6% personally is a good growth rate with this shift in the center of gravity of the economy.
Douglas Paul, Vice President for Studies at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, also supports the rationale for China's economic reforms. He says Chinese leaders fully recognize that they need to readjust away from an investment-led economy to one based on services and consumption.
There's a long-term pattern of slowing investment and increasing consumption in order to have a stable source domestically of growth for China going forward. The downsizing of the steel and coal industry and the effort to take that excess capacity and shift it into production for this new Silk Road west of China